This meeting is being recorded.
Jenny from Bedford Hospital. Thank you for watching this video. It shows a video of the campaigners we gathered together at Bedford Hospital earlier today, Saturday the 3rd of July, in support of our fantastic NHS workers. They deserve a pay rise, they've earned a pay rise, they've sacrificed so much for us. Sadly, some of them have lost their lives, they've risked their lives even of their families. Some have chosen to isolate away from their families, from their young children. They deserve recognition. They absolutely deserve recognition. And actually, they're only asking for what they deserve and what they should have, because they're actually 20% worse off on average than they were 10 years ago, because they've had their pay frozen or minuscule below inflation pay rises over that period of time. So really, it's only what they've earned, what they have a right to. They're not asking for anything else. We also want to draw your attention to the list of privatisation, creeping privatisation, stealth privatisation, reducing NHS provision, and forcing people to pay for care. The NHS will not be overtly privatised. We will feed our thirst for drinking to the point that we can't access the care we need unless we pay for it. Or we will have to make do with substandard care, and unfortunately people suffer and die. So we need to be really vigilant when we need it. Campaign it for all of us. We all have the NHS doesn't play on. It is there for us. So it's about us, and we all need it. Alright, please watch the video, please enjoy it. Our MPs on there, some wallets, on there. It's Green, it's Labour, it's a real joint effort, and I really expect you to do. Okay, thank you, guys.
Top one knows oneself isolate. NHS.
Get back to the start again. Here we are today, 3rd of July, just 2 days before the NHS's 73rd birthday. Great turnout, supporting our brilliant NHS workers, demanding that they get what they should do, which is fair pay for the work that they do, the amazing work, especially reflecting what they've done for us during the COVID crisis. We've sadly lost people who work for the NHS because they've contracted the virus. Many NHS staff have isolated themselves from their families. And what do they get in return? They're actually going to physically be earning less when you consider inflation next year. And they're actually about 10 or 20% worse off than they were 10 years ago, considering what your money can buy you now. So here we are supporting our workers. And also, while we're here, we really want to highlight the dangers of privatisation to the NHS. It is happening. I walked past a private clinic that's actually on the grounds of the hospital. That shouldn't be needed. We should be getting our care, good care. That's what we pay for. That's what the NHS was set up to do, to provide excellent world-class care, not safety net for people who can't afford good care. So I'm going to now see whether anybody wants to say a few words. We're streaming. Do you want to say a few words to why you're here?
Pay the nurses, not the millionaires. Pay the nurses and the doctors and all their NHS work.
Thank you, absolutely. Would you like to say a few words?
To say they ought to be paid properly, 15%. That's what they deserve. That's what they should get.
Absolutely. Want to say a few words? No, you just give us a nice smile then. We can see that in your eyes. Rosie, you'll say something to me, won't you?
Yes, I'm Rosie. I'm co-founder with Jenny of Hands Off Bedford Hospital. So we've been fighting hard for the last few years to keep services, particularly maternity and paediatrics and accident and emergency at Bedford Hospital. We've had a merger with the Luton and Milton Keyens. It's really a takeover. So we've got to keep our eyes on what's happening to services locally. We had a victory a couple of years ago where we saved the walk-in centre, an NHS walk-in centre from closure, but fully support the 15% pay rise demand for NHS workers. NHS workers have saved us during the last year and a half during the coronavirus crisis, and they deserve proper recognition, not claps, but proper pay rise, decent working conditions. So solidarity to everybody protesting today, and hands off Bedford Hospital.
Thank you, Rosie. Perfect. Do you want to say something?
Sure. Yeah. My name's Sam Blackwells, and if the government can afford billions of pounds for contracts for their mates that don't get delivered, they can afford a 15% pay rise for the workers who did deliver.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Hi, Jenny.
Councillor Abu.
Councillor Sultan, Port Ward. I'm here to support, and I actually support both Rosie and Sam just said. If the government can waste billions on their friends awarding contracts to the back door, I'm sure they can afford a pay rise, a decent pay rise for our NHS workers.
Well said. Thank you. Would you like to say something?
Hi, my name is Fozia. I'm councillor for this ward, and today I'm here to support NHS.
Great, thank you. Would you like to say something?
Hello, I'm Kate from Milton Keyens. Public health, not private profit, and pay the NHS staff properly.
Perfect, thank you.
Hi, I'm Adrain. I'm appalled about how we actually disrespect our national health, and our pay reward was absolutely disgraceful.
Thank you. Would you like to say something?
Just pay workers properly.
Perfect. Thanks. Adrian?
My dad's 85. He's been in pain all year so far, waiting to get a physio appointment. In the end, he's had to go and pay for it privately. And we're seeing this all over the place. Creeping privatisation, getting people used to the idea that you have to pay for care, pay for treatments, and it will just get worse and worse and worse until you have to pay for everything. And then it'll be too late. It's time to stop.
Absolutely. Thank you. Would you like to say something? Just smile with your eyes.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I'm here.
Yes, you are. That's the main thing. Mary.
Hello. Yes, so I just want to say to Boris Johnson that you had NHS treatment in the intensive care unit, and you praised the nurse that looked after you there. But she left because she was so fed up with her conditions. And we need a pay rise. We deserve a pay rise. We've worked through a pandemic. Hospital nurses, doctors, community nurses, cleaners, porters, all sorts of staff have lost their lives in this pandemic, and they've risked their lives and their families. And we deserve a pay rise. We deserve to be treated fairly and to be rewarded for working in the pandemic. And not only that, for making up for 10 years of austerity and below inflation pay awards, so that we're 20 to 30% worse off than we were 10 years ago in real terms. Not only that, our NHS has been taken away from us, it's been privatised. The Conservatives are denying this, but yet the evidence is all around us in private logos, in private contracts, in entire GP services being turned over to private companies. And we're just saying, this is not an economic way to run a health service. This is actually expensive. We need our health service back in public hands. We've paid for it, and that's what we deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Brilliant. Would you like to say something?
Hello, I'm a retired NHS worker. I worked in the NHS for nearly 40 years. And I've been retired for 20 years, spending a lot of that time watching over what's happening to the NHS since. And I'm here from Milton Keyens today. Bedford is our partner in what's called the ICS, which is a new setup the government has set up, and we're not quite sure what actually it means for us in the future. We're still trying to find out, but we're about one of the first vanguard groups to be joined together in that way. So we'll be trying to work together to look after our NHS over the next few months, years.
Absolutely. Thank you. Would you like to say anything? Like to say anything? Oh, you've already spoken. Would you like to say anything? Just why you're here, or? Yes, lovely. Is this your daughter? Family turnout. That's what I like to see. Thank you very much. Hello, Mr. Yasin. Sorry to interrupt. I'm fine. How are you? I'm going live. Would you like to say something to what I'm sure is an enormous audience?
Absolutely. I'm here to support NHS workers and oppose the government 1% pay rise given to great workers who sacrifice their lives during the pandemic. And when it comes to give them some reward, the Tory government is completely going opposite to that. So I'm standing with NHS workers who gave their lives to save our lives. So my support is with them. I'll keep speaking in the parliament. I have done it before. I'll keep doing it again and again, and make this government realize and force them to give them proper pay rise. This is I think this is criminal. Yeah. You know, not giving the pay rise to those people who lost so many lives during this pandemic. But, you know, while they were trying to save our lives, this is absolutely ridiculous. The Tories, they promised them, now they're backtracking and only offering them 1%, which is an insult in my opinion. We'll keep raising it, and we will make sure that we force this government to pay our great NHS workers properly.
Brilliant. Thank you, RMP for Bedford and Kempston.
Thank you.
Mr. Mohammed Yasin. Right. Hello. Would you like to say anything? Have you spoken already?
Hey?
Oh, no, yeah. Would you like to say anything? We are live.
You're live. Okay. Yes. Well, it's great to be here at Bedford with so many nice people. I think this is one of many up and down the country where there's protests taking place. I'm from Luton. There was protests taking place in Watford, here in Bedford, and even as far north as Glasgow, Edinburgh, and so on. So this is part of a big movement place, and bigger, getting growing, getting into the hospitals, talking to the reps, getting out onto the gates and protesting. I think there's going to be a big fight over the 1%. I think if you've got Andy Murray on our side at the Centre Court of Wimbledon, there's nothing that can stop us.
I know, that was brilliant. He's a good chap.
He's a good chap. And I think there's lots of good people around who are very concerned about what's happening with the NHS and the way in which people working in it are being treated. There is money there. There's no question that there's money there. And the Tories won't release it because they want to make themselves even more rich by selling off parts of it, and who knows, they're even going to sell off major aspects of it. Already, people are being shunned into private hospitals to have their operations. And
people are actually paying themselves as well. I've just had an example now because they just can't wait anymore.
Yeah, that's right. The BBC, I think, showed their documentaries of people ringing up secretaries and saying to them, "Can I go private?" The secretary was saying, "Well, that's up to you. We can't decide how you plan your treatment." Well, the point is that with COVID, I think that the private hospitals will now have to be nationalised, because it is they that do not have the emergency, the A&E centres. So they've been basically let off the COVID aspect of the whole scenario, because they don't admit COVID patients to their wards. So they need to be nationalised. That's where the heart operations, the cancer operations, and all other life-saving operations should now be taking place, as well as within the NHS.
Rather than paying them to do it, which is what the government is proposing.
Exactly. The private hospitals, private health is making millions out of this.
Well, they only take very profitable elective care. As you said, they don't take the trauma, they don't take the RTAs, they don't take the serious COVID patients, they don't take chronic illness, they don't take the expensive things, they take the nice elective things that they can make a lot of money out of, low risk. And the NHS has to, and if it goes wrong, the NHS has to
that's right.
pick up the pieces. So
there's no ITUs, no special care units. It's a money-making machine.
Yes, it is.
And it needs to be taken over. And people that have been waiting, as we said, for hips, knees, and other operations need to go in there, and they need to be doing their part.
They are, but they're paying for it, aren't they?
Nationalise.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point.
Public control now.
Unfortunately, the people that control our media and control these things don't care about
millionaires and billionaire Tories.
They don't care about these things. But yeah, that would make perfect sense. In a fair world.
Well, in a world which people control, wherein there's democracy and so on, but there's such a lack of democracy now.
Unfortunately, that's the case.
Our government is controlled by millionaires and billionaires. It's a government by them, for them.
Yeah.
And we are left to pick up the pieces.
Well, we just have to keep trying like this, though.
That's it.
Don't we?
Keep at it.
Keep
at it.
trying. Thank you very much for your
welcome.
time. So I'm going to roll off now. Philippa, if you're listening, because I've spoken to everybody here, I just really want to say thank you to everybody who's turned out. Thank you for anybody who's watching. Thank you for anybody who signs petitions. Keep doing it. Keep signing petitions. Join your local hospital groups. Whatever it takes. Write to your MP. They probably won't listen, but let them know it's an electoral issue. You will be voting on these issues. So speak to your MPs, speak to your councillors, speak to all your elected officials, and let them know this is the kind of thing you care about. You don't care about Brexit. You don't care about anything. You care about what matters to us, and that's the NHS and people, not pounds. Signing off.
Thank you, Jenny. Can we have some chanting to finish off the video, please?
Some what, sorry?
Can we have some chanting from the...
Chanting, right. Okay, so we'd like some chanting for the video. So who's got a good chant? Something about pay.
NHS here to stay.
NHS here to stay. NHS, give them.
NHS here to stay.
NHS here to stay. NHS here to stay. NHS here to stay. NHS here to stay. NHS here to stay. NHS here to stay. Thank you, everyone. You're amazing.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Yeah, bye.